Okay, another fine whitewash for the Indian team, another bilateral series victory as India has been doing for quite some time now. In the recent past, they've got a very good record in bilateral series. But on the same hand, if you look at how West Indies has been doing, pretty sad. Another bilateral series loss for them in ODI cricket. You knew the position they were in at the start of the series when the noises coming from the West Indian camp was not about winning a game, but was about let's bat 50 overs. So
well, if that was the mindset, I think the result serves him right.
Yeah.
Even though the first two games they fought well, I thought even though they lost the two games narrowly, but lost a couple of early wickets, but I would still expect, Nikhil, that they would take something positive into the T20s. I memean, India, of course, 3-0, and you'd expected 3-0. You'd expected India to win 3-0. There have been quite a few performances. Shikhar Dhawan, you knew, and he did get runs. Shubman Gill was a pleasant surprise. Shreyas Iyer again fought for himself. Surya Kumar Yadav, failure, which was actually a surprise because you would have expected him to score runs. Sanju Samson did fairly well. So I think by and large, both the teams would be happy. West Indies would be happy that they batted 50 overs in two games, even though they lost the two games. And India would be happy with the results.
But you're right, actually. Now in T20, that margin narrows down. Also, the difference between two teams narrows down. It's a format that West Indies like. So I think it could be a close contest. What we're discussing on Dugout today, biggest takeaways for India? Overall, as you said, both teams would be happy. What are India's biggest takeaway?
Again, in the larger scheme of things, what should be your biggest takeaway? It can't be Shikhar Dhawan, to be very honest. Gill, he's thrown his hat in the ring, not for T20s but ODIs again next year. But he's also
can he come into contention?
He can be one of the contenders, but again he'll have to contend with a Rohit Sharma, with a KL Rahul, and with a Shikhar Dhawan as well. But at least he scored runs. He was unlucky to miss out on a century yesterday. Deepak Hooda, I think, again, is somebody in the context of T20s who's been using the opportunities well. He wasn't very fluent in the first game, yet he did not throw away his wicket. So I like that about him. The next game he contributed to your victory, the run chase. And like you said, Shikhar Dhawan on Deepak Hooda's bowling, that every day Deepak Hooda has been springing a new surprise for me. I think that, to my mind, is the biggest takeaway. Mohammad Siraj again may not be in contention for the T20s, bowled well. Yuzi Chahal, we all know, he's in the form of his life, and but I would still imagine Deepak Hooda in the context of the World T20. He's got the temperament. I think what he has conveyed via these three games is that he's got the temperament. Now again, in the T20s, where does he bat? Does he play? Does he get to bowl? Because Rohit hasn't bowled him at all in the T20s.
Yes.
So do you bowl him there? Does he give you an option? So that remains to be seen. Maybe the first indications will be tomorrow. But I think by and large, Deepak Hooda has been doing well.
That is a big headache for the Indian team. There's 6 spinners they have in the T20 squad. 6 spinners.
Just like we've got, what, 4 today?
Today in a game. Yes. There's a game coming live on the SportsTak app this evening. Our game.
Yeah.
It's again red versus blue, but the red versus blue have been shuffled.
It's a practice game.
Yeah,
it's a challenge cup.
So what is it now? It is between young guns.
Young guns, the youngest stan of SportsTak versus the veterans,
oldies.
The oldies of SportsTak. So this actually is a grudge game because the youngsters always do feel that the oldies are not
a burden.
They are a burden, and they would not give opportunities to them. So this will be doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani.
So that game, I think 7 o'clock we can safely say.
7 o'clock we are starting live. We'd be live on the SportsTak app, which is free of cost. As you know, you can download that, and not just our game. There are so many international cricket tournaments around the world. The Pakistan-Sri Lanka test match. You get the highlights only on SportsTak app. For the Commonwealth Games, we've got Nitin Srivastav there. So he'd be live on Sports Today, on SportsTak, and on the app. So all the more reasons for you to Download the app.
There was a question, I missed your name, sorry. He wanted to know when is the schedule for the Asia Cup going to be out there?
2-3 days
anytime
maybe.
now?
Yeah, maybe by the end of this week. We made a mistake yesterday.
No, we
And,
didn't. Which mistake?
It was a very carefully drafted email.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka to host Asia Cup
In the UAE.
in the UAE. So it was a bit
No, we
misleading.
didn't. That mistake
I would have
was,
really wanted Nikhil the Asia Cup to have been played in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, I'm with
You know,
you.
for that country.
And they
for
have
the
won a match today.
Yes, and they beat Australia in a test match. They beat
Oh, yes.
Pakistan today.
Today.
So and it would have been good for the country. It would have been good for the cricket. Would have been good for the teams as well, because for all you know, yes, UAE has been the hub of international cricket recently. The IPL and they've got the facilities, they've got good hotels, they've got the grounds. But do they have the cricket culture? They don't.
No, they don't.
It seems so artificial.
Yeah. Just
Bring Sri
ask
Lanka
us,
cricket.
if you and me were to be there, which country would we prefer to be covering it? Sri
Any day.
Lanka or
Any
UAE?
day. Sri Lanka cricket.
Sri Lanka cricket any day. So it's not happening in Sri Lanka.
It's happening in the UAE. But we'll be there. Of course, we'll be there.
Live and exclusive coverage.
Your eyes and ears. And
So
do subscribe to Sports Today as
yes, we are going to be live from Ground Zero, UAE, while the Asia Cup is on. So that's one more reason to subscribe to Sports Today, AajTak, if you haven't already. Sarat Chandra Yalamarthi has a very tough question. I
What
told
is
you it's
that?
very tough. He says, make the 11 for India tomorrow. I tell you, it's very tough because we will have a problem in the batting. One slot will be a big problem. And then so many spinners, how do you accommodate? It's going to be very tough.
See again,
fast bowling won't be a problem.
will Ravindra Jadeja play? Should India risk him, considering that he was injured? I don't know.
Okay, assuming he's not available.
If Jadeja is not available, then I would play Kuldeep Yadav. I would play Ravichandran Ashwin.
Done. Spinners are done.
And I'll play Deepak Hooda as an all-rounder.
Okay, so
As a
now,
batsman, who could chip in?
now try and fit them in the 11.
So 3 fast bowlers.
3 fast bowlers and a Hardik Pandya. So 4 fast bowlers and a Deepak
Hardik-
Hooda and 2 spinners. Oh, too many
Hardik, but
bowlers.
I think Hardik again
Hardik will
is
bowl.
your number 6.
Hardik will
So
bowl.
India have always had 5 bowlers plus Hardik Pandya. Jadeja would be
Yes,
yeah.
but now you'll have a Deepak Hooda.
See, Hooda again. Rohit Sharma has not bowled him in the T20s yet. So I don't know if he's considering him an all-rounder. Hooda has been playing as a specialist batsman. So I would say that Hardik and Hooda could be your all-rounders. And you will have 2 spinners, Kuldeep. And these pitches will help the spinners.
So let's make your Rohit
Unlike
Sharma
England.
comes back.
And now, who
Opener.
opens with Rohit?
Yes.
If the Indians
Yeah.
have decided that in the World Cup it's going to be Rahul and Rohit, then you will have Ishan Kishan opening tomorrow. Ishan will be your backup opener.
No, you pick your team.
So
What
my
do you-
team for
what
tomorrow,
your team?
again-
Rohit is there. Who is your other?
See, I would want Rishabh Pant to open,
Okay.
but
so Rohit,
Rishabh will
open.
only open if he is being considered to open in the World T20 as well.
You have the power to
Okay.
select.
So Rohit, Rishabh,
are your openers.
3 would be Deepak Hooda. Or Deepak Hooda could be low down the order as
Yeah,
well.
lower, because-
So let's say Shreyas Iyer number 3,
Surya
Surya
Kumar.
number 4, then I'll have Hardik Pandya and Deepak Hooda. So these are my 6.
5, 6.
Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 would be 3 fast bowlers and 2 spinners. Again,
Spinners
if
you pick?
Jadeja doesn't play,
Huh.
then Harshal Patel will have to be your number 7. Harshal will have to be your number 7. And your 8, 9, 10, 11 would
Ashwin
be...
will be 8.
So, but then for T20s...
Yeah.
That's a very long tail.
Ashwin is batting number 3 for Rajasthan Royals in the end.
Yeah, but again,
Come on.
I don't know. It's a long call.
So, okay, assuming Ashwin is 8, then
Arshdeep, Harshal and
Ashdeep Harshal. Bhuvi Kumar.
Bhuvaneshwar. So these are the 3 fast bowlers. And I would play Kuldeep. Maybe you play Ashwin. Or who else can you go with?
So, there's Akshar Patel who's sitting out.
See, Akshar can. If
Ravi
Jadeja,
Bishnu, that's what
again,
I'm saying.
because he lends depth to your
Batting
Then
as
which
well.
spinner goes
So
out?
if ideally, again, if you've taken Ashwin, have you taken him to just sit outside, or do you want to assess him? Because Akshar Patel may not go to the World Cup. Ashwin might.
So you tell, for you, Akshar is out?
I would want Ashwin and Kuldeep to play.
Okay, so Akshar is out. That means, and Bishnoi is out.
Yes.
And Jadeja.
Bishnoi again, Nikhil, because right now you're not looking at the players only. You're looking at the slots for the World Cup. And you know Yuzvendra Chahal is going to be your leg spinner. You can't have two leg spinners. So I'm not saying just because Yuzi Chahal is almost a certainty for the World Cup, don't play Bishnoi. But again, do not play Bishnoi because Chahal is not playing this game, so let's have a leg spinner and let's see him. You see him, fine. But if he bowls well, will you take him to the World Cup? I doubt.
But like Rajyavardhan here is pointing out that Ishan has been performing in the opportunities that he's got. So how come he then doesn't start?
I was shocked. I was shocked that Ishan didn't get to open in the one days. Shubman Gill did. And Shubman scored runs. So people would now not question Shubman Gill playing. But there must be some story around Ishan. Story as in his viability for the World Cup. Maybe if they've decided that Rishabh Pant is your opener along with Rohit and Rahul, then Ishan might struggle. Because you're also looking to accommodate a Deepak Hooda in the team or a Shreyas Iyer in the team, plus Virat is going to come back. So if you've got 15 players and Dinesh Karthik.
But I thought maybe they were not.
And Dinesh Karthik.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I can now tell you, I think Dinesh Karthik is playing the first few games. I'm not saying he should or should not, but I think the Indian team will definitely play him.
Who sits out?
So one between
Shreyas and Surya.
Shreyas, Surya, Hooda, one of them.
Does that make sense?
No, it does not. But that is what is going to happen.
So if it doesn't make sense, why do it? Why fix something that is not broken? And Dinesh Karthik, if you want to play him, play him as a batsman. Play him as a frontline batsman.
So Dinesh Karthik will play as a
my
batsman.
point is, then don't. He's playing as a batsman. Rishabh Pant is playing as a wicket-keeper batsman. Dinesh is playing as a pure batsman. But he will only get to bat when there are 18 balls left in the game. So I don't understand that dichotomy. No?
I also don't understand. But this is what the Indian team management decided. And I can bet my bottom dollar that he's going to play tomorrow. I think he's going to get an extended run.
Nikhil, if you've got Hardik Pandya and Jadeja will play in the World Cup at number 7. Where do you fit in Dinesh Karthik in the 11 there?
But then it is unfortunate for someone like Ishan Kishan to miss out. He's been doing well as well.
What's the problem here?
Must be internet is.
So the internet was slow even upstairs. I was having problems with that. So
Jai Thakur wants to know if a batter hits the century before the match is called off due to rain, will it be considered a century? Yes, of course.
Yes,
of course.
It does. Yeah.
Manish, I'm sorry I didn't stay awake till 3 a.m.
It's okay. You don't have to read. If you at that rate, if you
that's
read,
a very
then,
valid question, yeah.
But
it's a very valid.
If you start reading everything, then
he's been.
Also, apparently our video is
can you
lagging.
Stop somewhere? Yeah, must be the internet of the office. So a stream may have been affected. Piyush Nandere wants to know, have you ever thought of writing a book on your experiences covering cricket?
I've been thinking for the last 20 years.
So
thinking.
He's telling you to write about the last 20 years, but you've been thinking those last 20. So,
there was a time, I think you only, 3-4 years ago, I remember.
I did not. In fact,
we were really praising him.
We praised him.
We were praising him.
You have a chance now to.
I tweeted. I don't tweet much. I do not tweet much. I'm not like many who tweet 15 or 20 times in a day. But I did say that he's bad luck that he's missed out on a century. Maybe the first of many. But till you get your first, you don't know how many you can get.
True.
And I think Shubman Gill. Yes, it was a bad luck for him, but I think Shubman Gill would have known that there is rain in the air, and those last 2-3 balls.
That's not possible. Do you know is there rain in the air today for
our match? Hopeful of playing.
When we are out
in the ground,
so you can smell the rain when it is 5 minutes away.
Okay.
He should have hit a boundary. Maybe because of the Duckworth-Lewis, he didn't want to risk a wicket because.
And also, you guys are criticizing him for his shot selection. So he must have said, now.
Nikhil, when you're batting 98 and the way he was batting, he could have done anything. It's such a
pleasing to the eye.
So Chandresh is saying
3 days before IT tax return filing, Naz is talking about dollar.
not pounds. Chandresh.
Chandresh is a regular watcher of sports today.
Yeah.
Rahul,
How's Cow Corner with
Cricket
Chronicles with Chandresh
it's
doing?
doing very well.
Has he crossed 2 million?
It must be nearing
Huh?
2 million. Yeah.
He's a big threat to Sports Today and Sports Tak.
Yes.
But he doesn't invite us anymore. Do you know that?
Yeah.
He used to.
I know.
He stopped inviting us on his show.
He says you take his subscribers away. That's why he decided. Okay, Raj says those who say that player X or Y is too late for the 2023 World Cup should read about Virat Kohli in 2011 World Cup. He made his place permanent on the basis of inconsistent chances. Yeah, I think what he's trying to say that
Virat made his place.
Basically, you don't need too many chances or an extended
yeah,
run.
but that
You
I
can-
think the captain.
No, I think what he's saying is
had a lot
that
of
don't
belief.
rule out anyone.
anyone. Yeah.
Nobody's ruling out anyone.
Yeah.
Sanju Samson, I think they've tried in the ODIs just because they are looking at him for the World Cup
But-
next year.
yes.
Maybe Shubman Gill for the World Cup next year.
ODIs, yes.
Maybe Mohammad Siraj for the World Cup next year. They may not be in the T20 scheme of things, but,
But
they're
ODIs,
definitely in the,
yes.
Yeah. निकल जाए please शिवम बाहर उससे. We have 10-15 minutes. By the way, we had somebody.
So we're close to 1,000 people who are watching us live.
So Jay is saying, why does Chandresh sir only send 179 rupees? I tell you why. Because 79 is his birth year, and 1 I don't know.
Acha.
Is he?
Birth month?
Could be.
No, he's
79.
December.
He's December.
I think he shares his birthday with Salman Khan,
Oh.
Some of
Mr. Vajpayee.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
I remember. Am I right, Chandresh?
Yeah.
he'll send us 179 again.
I think
Yes.
it's either the Boxing Day or the Christmas Day. Either of the two.
I think Christmas 25th.
Ooh, what up? Piyush Nandaria is a very interesting guy. He's like, do you see India versus Pakistan final at Narendra Modi Stadium in 2020?
Internet will break.
Could well be.
Internet will break. The whole world will come to a standstill.
Could well be, yaar. Could well be. And before that, they might play
Asia Cup.
the Asia Cup final,
T20 World Cup.
which is in Dubai. And
Not in Sri Lanka. Oh God.
Sri Lanka to host the Asia Cup in UAE.
No, but
was
Shane
last-
got it bang on right. I came and said, Shane, you've done it. Yeah, I've done it, that it is in UAE. Said, are you mad? UAE, it's in Sri Lanka. He says, no, it's in UAE. I've already done the live. I was going to tell him,
Private
drop the live,
now.
make it private.
And then we
he
had
says,
to run
"Read
here
the
and
thing."
there.
I said, no, he's right. it is in the UAE.
One cursory read never hurts.
He read
So
it.
you will have to refresh the chats.
He's talking about Mumbai Indians 2023 squad because of, I think he's talking about the game yesterday. Mumbai Indians.
Oh, they've been playing what do you call, like a developmental tour of sorts.
England, South Africa played yesterday.
Oh yeah, Tristan Stubbs, right?
Tristan
yeah.
Stubbs, Mumbai Indians boy, was blasting the ball at will.
Will he be part of the team though? Because he was signed as a replacement.
No, I think he was there in the nets or something. Yeah, he came in as a replacement.
For Taimal Mills, that was a whole different story.
Yeah, how he came. But again, Mumbai Indians scouting talent. Always pick these.
Baby AB, they
They've
picked.
always done that. No, before that,
Even well
Bumrah,
before that, the likes of Bumrah and
Pandya.
Hardik.
Yeah, even Rohit, when they bought him from Hyderabad,
Yes.
they invested
Young
in
guy.
him. They made him a captain
Yep.
as early as 2013.
Yes, they
They could see
Yesterday,
the
in
leader in
place
him.
of Ricky Ponting of all places.
Yeah.
Remember?
I was watching the game. Tristan Stubbs almost pulled it off. What a knock he played. It's because of Jordan, that death bowling that he did. Amazing overs by
So
Jordan.
Navroop Singh from Canada wants to know who is your Asia Cup favorites?
Everyone has to play.
India.
Yeah, even
Pretty
I-
easy one here in India. Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's not that easy. I think
No, easy
you
for
get a
us,
fight
yeah.
from
No, easy for us to pick.
Pakistan.
Not necessarily easy for them to
Pakistan
win.
and don't
Afghanistan.
forget that Bangladesh are
Pretty
the
decent
runners
unit
up.
now, yes.
No, even Afghanistan in T20 is very.
Yeah, they can upset you. They can upset somebody's
Yes.
party.
Okay, Abhishek Rawat says, why do you think Iyer should be considered for the T20s? He's much better in ODI batsmen. Rather give Huda or Kishan Pant more T20 matches.
He's done well in T20. Is also, if you look at his
His
stats,
record is good. No?
But of late, he's not scored.
the short ball problem. Yeah.
But he's not been consistent as well. Not just the short ball. not been consistent. And again, this time you won't have 22 players traveling. You have 15.
Yeah.
So the moment you have 15 and somebody like Deepak Hooda, who's come from the outside and is
Doing well.
knocking the door.
Yes.
So you won't have too many slots left.
And I've always been saying that it's between those
And
two.
Dinesh
if you're looking at
Karthik
the match.
also, if
correct.
he's in the reckoning, so how many players
Can you carry?
accommodate?
Yeah.
Yash Vilankar wants to know, Nikhil Bhai and Vikrant, which match you watched in West Indies and holds good memories in West Indies?
The Jamaica Test match 2006.
Yes, I would
Definitely
also-
when India won. Rahul
Antigua, before that, which they almost won.
ARG. Antigua was very good.
Yeah, why? I'll remember because you almost won that match. You were 1 wicket away.
Just
and
1 wicket.
It was the last Test match in ARG.
But
old
then
ground.
they went back to that ground once again for one
Yeah.
game. But in terms of the cricket culture that we'd been hearing for decades, I think the Jamaica Test match because of Sabina Park, and again that ground was revamped after the Test match.
Yeah.
And Antigua Recreation
You're
Ground.
missing one more very important game.
Which one?
Queen's Park Oval 2007, India Bangladesh.
Night
Followed by
Bermuda.
Bermuda game was that. Followed by the farce of a final in Barbados.
Yeah.
Happened, didn't happen, big
They won, you
controversy.
didn't win, and
Yeah.
then no comeback.
Rainy.
And the biggest game of them on the 13th of April 2007.
Oh,
It
Bangladesh.
was built to be India versus Pakistan. The tickets were sold out a year in advance. The hotels were booked and this and that. And that game turned out to be Bangladesh versus Ireland.
Yeah, because Ireland knocked Pakistan out,
And
Bangladesh or
Bangladesh
India.
knocked India
So
out.
they
There we
played
go.
that game, which is supposed to be India-Pakistan.
Yatharth has a question for you.
Seeing many players perform in top order, what are the chances of KL Rahul in upcoming?
He's going to
round?
be there. Fitness
course.
permitting. Fitness permitting, he's there.
Of course, KL Rahul comes automatically.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
He's your torch player.
By the way, this series has turned out to be very good for a top order batsman. Also, the lower order came into bat when I think they needed to up the ante. So
So this is a very interesting question. Shrey Mehra wants you to identify the currency. CZK. My first reaction was, does it have something to do with the Czech Republic? No. But because they would have euros.
No, they would have euros, correct.
They would have euros. CZK. Can't be New Caledonia as well.
no,
Very interesting.
Shrey Mehra no, could be no.
Can you find out, Shivam?
CZK.
I mean, we of
No,
course we
he
lost the
didn't
bet.
find it. We lost the bet. Very tough.
Yeah. Check Corona, you were right.
Czech. Yes.
Czech.
It is Czech. Yeah. Czech Corona. There
Logic.
you go. He's joining
Good one.
us
Hello, Shrey.
from the Czech Republic.
Czech Republic, wow.
Mr. Shekhar says Gill with his back foot play is best suited for Australia and South Africa more than in Asia, England, New Zealand after World Test Championship finals. Pity he missed the South Africa tour. Much better than Agarwal. Actually, he makes a point. Though he was beginning to have some problems with the red ball.
Yeah.
The moving ball.
Yeah, the moving ball. Yeah, in red ball cricket.
The bat's pretty much like Mark Waugh.
Ah. But
In
Shikhar
ODIs.
has said he has a bit of Rohit Sharma in him.
So Rohit, Mark Waugh, they're identical. Touch artists.
Touch artist, true. Shikhar Dhawan has said that. You can check that soundbite out. It's available on Sports Today. Shikhar says that Shubman has a bit of Rohit in him.
And you've just crossed 1,000 live watching. I think
Oh wow!
pretty soon it should be 2,000.
But that by the time we reach, our time would.
Oh, because we've got a game. But no,
Yeah.
we've got time. See,
we have.
it's growing now.
It is, but by the time it reaches there, I think
1,500 realistic.
possible 1,200. I think.
Chalo ji.
So.
Shivam Sharma is your big fan.
Arey Shivam, thank you so much. There was one point about, I just saw, I missed out your name again. You're talking about the chess Olympiad. We have continuous coverage.
Yes, Pratmesh.
Aha.
And who's going to cover it for us?
Vishwanathan Anand's nephew.
You.
So tell people.
Vishwanathan
must-
Anand's nephew, aka R. Sidvi, Siddharth Vishwanathan,
Yes.
aka what are the nicknames we have for him? Siri?
Siri.
Yeah.
He's
He will be, you know.
He's hater. क्या विजय शंकर supporter?
Vijay Shankar supporter, RCB hater.
RCB hater.
Huh?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
big time, big time.
So he is going
There
to
have
be,
been times I wanted to restrain him from talking because he goes on to such a tangent.
he's already done an explainer on the chess Olympiad. If you want to understand the format, groups, everything is already there on Sports Today. You can check that out.
Thanks, Ricky Patel. Ricky Patel is also from the US.
He's a
Yes.
He's
I know,
one of our earliest.
he's the one who joins the chat the first.
First.
Yeah.
I remember.
And he's the one who will say bye also first. He'll say, "Chalo bhai, ab finish.
चलो भाई.
Session karo and
He'll be चलो भाई शुरू हो जाओ. चलो भाई bye.
bye."
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
He is
And considering he stays where in
US.
so the fact that he's consistently first says a lot about how much he loves our
Yeah.
stuff.
Soumya Bhardwaj asking you, sir, are you going to the UAE?
Soumya, Nikhil is, and
So are you?
I'm going to
Hopefully.
accompany him as his camera person. Yeah, and vice versa.
And
And vice versa, right?
so here he'll say, he's my camera person. On Sports Tak, I will say that I'm his camera person.
Stand by.
Stand by.
But we'll try and get you the best. All the more reason for you to subscribe to Sports Today.
Mohad Masti asked 27th or 28th for India Pakistan. It is going to be 27th.
28th,
28th.
I think Sunday.
So first match is 27th.
Yeah.
And
they are
India
playing
Pakistan
28th.
28th.
पंकज कुमार कह रहे हैं विमल जी के बारे में निखिल एंड विक्रांत सर आप क्या कहना है कल वीडियो देखा डांसिंग वाला विमल जी
ऊपर नीचे तक. I
वो
think.
डांस कर रहे थे
Oh, I didn't see that video. I missed it.
Even I
विमल
didn't see it.
इज टीवी नाउ
Yes. That is true. Yash Vilankar, thank you. Yash is saying that good on your prediction on West Indies. So we had picked 3 players who will be the highest run getters for West Indies, and they have finished exactly in that.
We said Shea Hope, Puran, and Brandon King. was
Myers.
it? Oh, Myers, right?
All 3 are the highest run getters. So they are. I was just checking it last
So
night.
the game starts
So
tomorrow
Puran
at
and
8
Myers.
o'clock.
See, in that order. Game tomorrow is at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Very tough to make the 11.
Yeah. No, we will tomorrow.
Ha.
We will tomorrow.
By the time we get warmed up, team is announced.
Right now, actually, we're more worried about the 11 today that we're going to play against the Youngistan. Shane is part of the young guns, I
I
suppose.
feel yes.
Yes, he is. He is. So it's 40.
Jay,
has
Ajo, come.
Jay has come to tell us.
Jay,
that-
we've just
Wrap up
touched.
soon.
We are leaving. We are also leaving. So have you asked for the downloads for Sports the Cap? चलो ठीक है भाई. Anuj.
Anuj, you can hear.
So Anuj, can he bowl?
Now he can.
Only
Yes.
leg spin, as Madanji had said. He
Oh.
can bowl leggies.
So it's going to be a
His off
contest. Huh?
spinner is chucking. Game is live, guys. By the way, on the Sports Tuck app at 7 o'clock. Our internal game under the lights. So since then.
Oldies versus the Youngistan of
Yes,
Sports Tuck.
yes. So thank you so much for tuning in, joining in. If you joined us late, just go back and we've answered a lot of your questions that you may have about the series just that finished and the one that is just going to start. Just to let you know quickly, Friday is the first T20I to be played in Port of Spain. Then they are on Monday, Tuesday. The next 2 at St. Kitts, and then the next Saturday, Sunday, the one that will be played in the US of A. That's how the series will pan out. Hanji.
There's somebody from
Rock though.
Gurgaon. Yes. Wait.
Rock.
Sanyam Singh, I am in Gurgaon right now. If I want to see your Sports Tuck match, where can I? The game is in Greater Noida, Sanyam Singh.
But you can always
Yeah,
stream it
Sports
on
Tuck
the
app.
app.
No, he wants to come personally.
Ah.
So the game is in Greater Noida, CSK Play Station.
Yes.
Starts at 7:30. Sanyam, you've got time to travel to Greater Noida. Else, Sunday morning in Gurgaon, AP Sports, 7:30 a.m.
Oh wow.
No.
Ron Weasley is saying that Insta Live was gold. Just love Rishabh's personality. No
Oh.
wonder all the football
yeah.
players love. I agree, Ron Weasley. I watched the full Insta Live and I had a smile on my face throughout that interaction. It was great. Nice to see their,
Camaraderie.
not camaraderie, like their real
The personality shines, right? Yeah.
Oh, there's a fan who's
One
from
second.
Russia.
Oh,
Oh
lovely.
wow.
Sent his love.
Thank you so much. Yeah, sending you some love back. Must be good weather there right now till it gets a bit cold.
Ansh, you get the match on Sports Tuck app.
Not the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay then. See you. Bye bye. Subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't already.
Take care.
We'll see you tomorrow and in
And you will see us soon.
true style.
Vanakkam.